All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the Apostle Elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And as you can see, well, we're living in a time where you have many Edomites, so-called white people, Caucasians, so-called, they are awakening out of the matrix. Okay, they are starting to realize that everything that has been taught to their people as a whole has been one big lie. For centuries, they've been fed a narrative that would allow them to be able to be comfortable in life. And now we're at a point in history where reality is hitting their ass hard as hell on every single side. So much to the point where you just can't say, oh, it's the so-called Mexicans or the blacks or the Latinos or the Asians or the Arabs or the Africans. All right, we're at a point in history where all these Edomites are starting to see that the enemy, the devil of the earth, is their own people, the elite of their own people. So we're just going to get that before we get into that video. Of course, we'll do a real Hebrews 099, real classic. Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Said he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And this earth has been given unto the hands of the wicked. And that has been part of the great deception that bad Uncle Esau has put over the entire world, especially his own people, particularly here in America, aka Babylon the snake. All right, because these folks thought that they were the epitome of everything good, and that all their actions that they have perpetrated on the earth were done for righteous dealings. But now they're realizing that the joke has been on them a lot longer than 400 years. All right, they're starting to realize that everything from the history of America to their forefathers to Europe to Rome, and most importantly, who the real children of the Lord are, they're all starting to realize that this whole indoctrination that they have been given has been worthless. And now, since this hard reality is hitting them in the face, you have many of these Edomites, as I mentioned before, they are abruptly and harshly awakening out of the matrix. And they are pissed. We're going to let this video play and we're going to get some more scripture.
Oxygen thieving mag. So can one of you oxygen thieving maggots who are slower than a nudist trying to get through a fucking barbed wire fence explain to me exactly when day one is? Because I've been waiting for day one for 3 goddamn weeks. Because as I recall, egg prices and gas prices were supposed to be bottomed out on day fucking one. They're higher now than they were under Biden. The ochre orangutan tweeted about how Biden inflation was up. No, see, Donnie boy, that's not how this works anymore. You don't get to just pawn shit off on who's in charge because you're in charge now. Of every executive order that this flaming fuckwit has made, there is nary a one that benefits the middle class of America. But don't worry, the Republicans that call themselves the party of fiscal responsibility have revealed that the tax plan they want to implement will only cost the U.S. $4.5 trillion fucking dollars that they plan to pay for by raising the debt ceiling $4 trillion. More like the party of fiscal fucking hypocrisy. So for you fuckwits who are dead from the neck up that believe the guy who lied 34,000 fucking times his first term. I've got some bad news for you. Those day one promises are never going to happen. So can...
Which is true. All right. Everything that this man allegedly promised, or what the promises that people perceived that he was going to do, he has not done. All right. This man has kept every single promise that he's wanted to do. And now, as the popular term is, these Edomites, especially these hardcore Republicans and MAGAs, okay, they're starting to figure out and find out that they have been bamboozled by their own people. By their own people. Okay? You got farmers that didn't believe Trump was going to get rid of many of these so-called immigrants. Well, guess what? Many of them are gone. Now they're trying to figure out, how am I going to keep up my farm? I'm projected to lose $400,000 to almost $1 million this year. $400,000 to $1 million this year. All right? You got veterans on here sighing and crying. They done went and fought, blood, sweat, tears, done seen some of the most hardcore things a man can see in his lifetime, just to come back and then have nothing and not be able to help. Hey, the scripture even talks about how that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. Let me get that. I think it's poverty is spelled this way in the scriptures. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 28. It says, there be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty. Because that's a big thing going on right now. I saw a video that the beloved brother Capo of Arkham did, and actually, no, I did see a video that he did this morning that kind of inspired this, but I think it was a video from the brother in Cali. I believe his page is GMS Inspiration of the Almighty. Please subscribe to that brother's page if you're not. It'd be heavily edified. But he did a compilation video where this woman was sighing and crying because she knew that if her husband died, pretty much many of the benefits that she gets a chance to enjoy because he was a veteran, all right, she wouldn't have him anymore. All right, she knew that she would be totally through. And this is what you have Bad Uncle Esau going through right now. A hardcore, abrupt, drastic, and hard awakening from the Matrix. And this is why you see so many of them sighing and crying. Like the scripture says, when you go to Proverbs, how when the righteous are in authority, is it 29? Yes. Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people are mourning. Right? I saw another video. You had some, it was a video that the same brother from Cali did. And it was, I even saw it on TikTok before that. But it was this Edomite. I think he was a veteran. And he said it's a sad day for him in America, how things are going. He never thought that the day would come where he would have to raise the all black American flag. And the brother did a quick Google search on it, and it said the black flag represents a state in a state or a condition within the country where there has to be a fight to the death, taking no prisoners, because that's how bad things have gotten. This man said, I never thought I'd see the day where I would fly a black flag. And that's what the black flag, the all black American flag means: a fight to the death with no prisoners. You take no prison. Basically, you show no mercy. A fight to the death, no mercy. Okay, this is the mentality that's going on, and see, all these things are bringing about the soon to be full the full what's the word I want to use, the full realization of Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, when it talks about that sedition. It says, Second Ezra 15:14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. All right, because you have to remember, the scripture says that he appointed, I believe it's in Job, where he says he appointed the bounds in which he cannot pass. All right, time is up for America. Okay, it's time for this place to fall, and it is falling. It is falling fast and horribly. Call Halayim Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And it says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's going to be all people, especially these disgruntled Edomites, in particular, the war veterans, the people who have fought. You talking about, there's many Edomites in this country who are like third, fourth generation serving in the United States armed services, whether it be the Army, the Marines, the Air Force. You know, you have a lot of families here in America that are third and fourth generation fighting, and they have now come to a point where they're just like, this was all bullshit. You know, my forefathers sacrificed their lives, their families, their bodies, their minds, their spirit, just for all this to be bullshit, and it was all a joke on our behalf. They're like, no, we're not going out like this. Because they're of the mindset, we have exhausted all civil means to come to a resolution. So now it's time to be uncivil. And it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Right? It's going to be everybody against everybody. And these Americans, these in particular, these Edomites, they're at the point where they're seriously ready to ride on the oligarchs, because now they're starting to see, wait a minute, we done fell for the okie doke. Because as I've been talking to other people, and I'm 44 years old, you know, not quite old, not quite young, but I've lived long enough to see quite a few elections. And I can tell you that in all my life, I have never seen a president that so leisurely has billionaires entering in and out of his office and his presence as if they are higher ranking than him. I've never seen such a thing. And for them to have so much leeway and power to do whatever they want to, I've never seen such a thing. And even the most low level functioning Edomite is starting to see, like, wait a minute, this is not good. We've been had. All right, they're taking our money, they're taking our jobs, which means they're taking food and house away from us. No, it's time to ride. And this is what's being predicted in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It says, for because of their pride, and many of these Edomites have lived in great pride, because the establishment worked in favor for them, but it was not meant to be for them. They were just meant to be a buffering between all the other nations and the elite of the elite of the Edomite race. All right, that's all you middle and low level Edomites were used for, to do the grunt work for the elites. And now you're realizing that. And so now that pride has been brought down low. What the hell? Okay, my phone's been doing that often. But yeah, now they're starting to realize it, and it's an uncomfortable feeling. All right, you boasted on being the biggest superpower. You boasted on being the biggest killer, the biggest thief. All right, the biggest grapist. All right, these are all things that you've bragged about. And now the Lord is saying, now it's time for you to get all that Galatians 6 and 7. It's time for you to get that Deuteronomy 30 and 7. All right, where all these calamities are going to start overtaking you. And it says that the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right, because in a time where people lose it, it's going to be very unpredictable. There's is not going to be any guarantee of safety and security. Okay, if you are not a man of the Lord, if you are a Israelite woman and you are not with a man of the Lord, there will be no guarantee of safety. And this is why men will be afraid. There will be no promise that you will get water or food or shelter or help or medical assistance. All these things will be uncertain. Tomorrow will not be certain because men will now be able to go out and fulfill their most deepest, darkest, vengeful thoughts. Okay, I've said this a long time ago. Some of the most butthurt people in the latter days are going to be Edomites because they are going to be awakening out of the matrix. And as you can see, they are crashing out in record and fabulous fashion. So just stay circumspect. They about to get a whole lot worse. So nonetheless, I hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're going to say shalom.